Hi, in this video on my Raspberry Pi with some LED play, it is the intention to have one LED burn and then the first on the other side, going back to the next and then again the next. Last time I finished the basic setup, which means to have all LEDs and resistors connected to either side of the band cable and thus to the Raspberry Pi. And in order to have the LED play going on, I have to connect inputs to the outputs. And for that I of course use jump wires, and I'm going to connect some of these to the inputs. So that's what I'm going to do now. With connecting the inputs to the outputs, as I have written here, I encounter a small problem because on both sides the second LED is jump wired to 15. So I cannot, I should not use 15 as input as well. However, 16 turns out to be available as well, so I change this into 16, which means that I have to change 16 as well on the RPi1 side. The rest of the locations is okay, because 11 is free, or is it? Yes, it is. 16 is free and 31 is free because on the on both sides 30 has been used. So 31 is still free and available. So with the pins now defined, I can go putting the jump wires into their respective places. And I need 6 jump wires, 3 for each side. And let me put the in view cam a little bit up. So that will be 16, which is here, and 31, which is right here. So this one is 31. And of course I have to do this on the other side as well, which means 11 and 16 and finally 31. And this is also the advantage of using the same ports for every for both sides, exactly the same. So with that I can figure out if I use the output ports directly to the input ports or what I should do. I think it is nicer to have the input ports next to output ports. Anyway, I will see what I can do about that. I have decided to do the following. From GPIO RPi1 7 to RPi2 input 11. Then from output 12 to input 16, and from output 29 to input 31. And although there is a resistor in between, I think that should do okay. Of course, right now I have to put the other inputs to the respective outputs, which should be no problem at all. These two LEDs are quite faint in burning. So far I have no working spare LED, so especially this one, which has to be replaced, cannot be replaced, and that means that I will have to find a way to reduce light remarkably to, or not remarkably, but reduce light quite a lot in order to be able to see anything from this LED especially, and a little bit less the case from this LED. So this one should go here, this one should go here, and this last one should go here. Now everything should be set to give it a go. So let's see how this works out. Now that I have finished the complete setup of the breadboard, it becomes clear that the initial thought of using separate outputs to the inputs I should comment out these, and of course doing the same on the other side. I have no idea yet if it is going to work the way I intend to, but that is the beauty of an experiment. It should work, but you really don't know exactly how, or how it will work. This is the executable for the RPi1 side. Then this is for the RPi2 side, and with the camera pointed as much as possible on the circuits, let's reduce the light, or an attempt to do that anyway. So maybe the red LED can be see to glow as well. Anyway, let's see. That is 1 and that is 2. The GPIO channel has not been set up as an output. How beautiful is that? Alright, Where do I go wrong? Set mode. 13 is not set as an output. Where do I use 13? Right here. Which is logical since I commented it out, so let me comment this out as well and try again. Actually, I should put it in a while loop, because right now I see nothing, so that is what I'm going to do. I don't need to put these ones in a while loop, but I will put this one while. And by the way, this is while true. I will leave that one as is. It's a comment anyway. Which is to say, yes, these are spaces, so I can just use spaces. Same here. Space, space, and this way I have all spaces inside the while loop. Of course I have to do the same here. I have GPIO setup 11 twice, so I will remove this line, then put the while loop in, while true, that's another point, of course. I have to let it respond to the input. So if the input 11 is true, that was another point. See, that's not entirely true. Now I can leave this one out because I'm not setting any value here. So while true, if 11 is true, put 7 will be true. Let me just put it that way. Then from 12 should go on from 16. Let's just put it that way. If GPIO dot input 12 not true, 16. I can probably change this if input, which means it's true. So let's do it this way. course I have to do this on the RPi2 side as well. And then this 11, 16 and 31. This one thing. Same structure to be entered here. And this should be 11. If GPIO input 11, not guaranteed to work, but we'll see that soon enough. And this will be 16. I'm glad that this editor does automatic indent. Would be quite a nuisance if that wasn't happening. And 31 again. Okay, this is for the code. It's all in a while loop, and it looks like I should go one back. Anyway, let's see if this works anyway. No. Indentation error. This is column 4. This should one back. This has to be one back. Now let's check here. This is column 4, column 4, column 4. So that is all right. So let's start this one. And let's start here. See if anything works. I see nothing happen, so probably it is time to put some screen dump in it using print statements, because now I don't know anything about status of the program. Here I'm by incident at or by accident at 31, which is here. Anyway, I put in here print 11. Don't mix up Python and C. Let's start again. Unexpected indent. So why does an indent happen then and not otherwise? Oops. Yeah, to an indent. So this should be fine now. Trying. And the problem is 4 plus 4 is 8. So let's interrupt this. and put a printout here as well. "16 and 31. Once again, don't mix up C and Python. Let's see if anything happens at all. Not much so far. And that can be happening because it's chicken and egg right now. I haven't set anything high yet. So I think I will put an 11 high here. So GPIO input 11 true. Let's see what happens now. Right. Okay, I have to find this out in an old piece of code. And how do I set something true? Like I do here. I have to set an output true, of course, not an input. So I will set for example 7 to true. And yet I have to yes, that should be out. And yes, I see one LED burning, this one. Very faint to see, but from the top I can see it does burn. Let me lift the camera. Oops, other way around. You can see it is burning. Be it faint, and that is all what happens. So I have to rethink the whole thing. Maybe it's a little thing, maybe it's a big thing, but I have to rethink. So let's do that. With the first test visible on the on-screen cam, it was clear that one LED was burning, this one. Remarkable was that after ending that test, or anyway ending the recording, this LED started burning as well. So I think I'll restart the programs on both sides and start them again. And you see that this one is burning now. and I'm very curious to see what happens next. Because this one is triggering here. Which in itself should trigger the other 7 as well. But so far the 2-second sleep is not resulting in anything. This is a very long 2 seconds, as you have noticed, and the rest is not responding. So I guess I have to kind of rethink how it all works. But then again, nothing is new. While the setup is clear enough, I think I'll have to adjust the code and see for whatever happens. But for now, thank you for watching, and to be continued. Hopefully that I can find replacements for these 2 LEDs. So for now, to be continued.